Hello there. In this, let's study the concept of GDP at constant price and the GDP at current price. For this, let's consider the example. Say in the year 2015, there is an item A produced whose value is 20 and quantity produced is 1000. Say the entire country is just producing the good A. Now the GDP will be equal to the quantity into the price, so it's 20,000. Say in the year 2016-17, the price of good A is 22 and the quantity is 1050. So now the GDP will be equal to this into this, that is 23,100. So now what's the growth rate? We know that the percentage change can be represented by the formula final by initial minus 1 into 100. So the growth rate now can be given by GDP at 16-17 by GDP at 15-16 minus 1 into 100. So put in all these values, you'll get 15.5. But wait, this is called growth rate. When you observe this, we can conclude that it is not considered as the growth because there is an increase in the price of the good. That is, it is subjected to inflation. Of course, the quantity of good A is increased, but this growth is not just because of the increase in the quantity alone. It's also because of the increase in the price of good A that we say that the growth in the economy is 15.5. So this is not technically considered to be the actual growth because it is taking inflation into the consideration. So just to avoid this entire problem and just to ensure that the growth rate represents the increase in the production in the country, we go for the concept of GDP at constant price. So here what we do is just that we take a base year. Say base year is 2011 to 12, and in the base year the price of good A is 18. Then in 2015-16 we have seen that the quantity produced is 1000. So what we do is that the GDP is calculated with the formula, that is quantity into the price, at the base year. So it's going to be 1000 into 18, so it's 18,000 in 2015 to 16, and in 2016 to 17 it's going to be 1550 into 18 because this is the price of the good A in the base year. So this is going to be 18,900. So now if we calculate the growth rate, it is 5%. So I hope you're able to see the difference. When we calculate the growth rate here, it's 15.5% because of the fact that it is taking inflation into the consideration. Whereas if you calculate the growth rate here, we're not considering inflation, we're just setting up a base year. And based on this base year, we are trying to determine the growth rate in the economy. So the GDP, when calculated based on the concept of base year, will be considered as the GDP at the constant price, and the GDP when calculated taking into account the inflation, that is the current prices and all, then we consider it as the GDP at the current price. I hope you have understood the concept of GDP at constant price and the GDP at the current price. In short, we can say that the GDP when calculated at constant price, that is based on the value of base year, we consider that GDP to be the real GDP because of the fact that inflation here is not taken into the consideration. And when GDP is calculated based on the current price, then we call this as the nominal GDP because inflation here is taken into the account. So that is it with the concept of GDP at constant price and GDP at current price. If you have liked this lecture, you can hit a thumbs up button, and for more updates, you can also subscribe to this channel. Thank you.